God. Ask God.
Hey Scott, hi. First of all, I would like to thank you for an amazing podcast. You could go over like we all see it, that how everybody's enjoying your podcast. We really appreciate your help. Thank you. And now I would like to ask you about listing a product on Amazon. On the listing page, on the keyword, under the tab from keywords, there's a few other, like everybody knows to fill out the search terms. I would like to know about the target audience and the subject matter and the internet use on the page, if it is and how important it is to fill it out. Thank you.
Well, okay. Thank you so much for the question. I don't have your first name or I'd give you a shout out, but I want to thank you for that question. So appreciate it. It's a great question too, by the way, because I just recently did an episode with a woman by the name of Karen Thaxton, who talked all about, kind of keyword, back end type stuff as far as like, how important it is in the title, how important it is, in all of the different places that you could put keywords and where it's most important and kind of like all that good stuff. And I have to say that she touched on this, but she did talk about the importance of really having that stuff in place. So that episode can be found at theamazingseller.com/86. And it's really about optimizing your listing for more sales. And she talks all about that, even about copywriting and just all of that stuff. So it's really, really good stuff. You may even need to reach out to her for this exact answer. Whether she has that or not, I don't know. My thoughts on this particular question is that I think it could help a little, but I don't think it's the one thing that's going to get you found. I just think it's another place that you should be, trying to, optimize it the best as possible. So if you're selling something that, and for those of you that are listening that aren't really sure what we're talking about, if you go in the back end of your seller's central account in your listing, so each listing has this, it will have fields where you can type in your search terms. And this is where Karen was saying like the biggest mistake that people are making is they're putting in like redundant, or they're doing things like repetitively over and over and over again, and it's wasting that space. So for example, if you were to put in garlic press, you only need to put that in once. If you have a garlic press with a black handle, you don't have to put in garlic press black handle, garlic press red handle, garlic press purple handle, whatever, right? You don't have to do that. It's like garlic press and then purple and then handle and then red and then maybe stainless steel, so you only have to put it in there once. So that's just one thing there. We're not talking about that for this question in this answer, but I did want to highlight that because it's very, very important that you understand that. Now, what you're talking about is there's another spot there that you can choose, I believe, up to 5 different like people that would be likely to search for this. So it could be a woman, it could be a man, it could be a teenager, it could be a father, it could be a mother, so all of those things. So if you have products that it could be a runner, there's all different ones. Obviously, pick the ones that are closest to your product that you could potentially be using. Now, here's the other thing. If you have variations, and we talked about this briefly with Karen, is if you have variations, that opens it up to where now you can spread out all of your stuff amongst one listing. So if you have a variation, let's say you have 2 different variations. So you have a parent and a child. Well, your one listing for, let's say, the black one, you can list all of the keywords and all of these target audiences, if you will, for this one, this one variation. Now you can do on the other variation that is connected underneath this listing, you could then do a completely different set of search terms and categories or people that would be most likely to use this product or whatever. So now what you do is you get double the benefits because everything is going to lead back to that one listing. I know that's not really what we were talking about here, but I thought it was worth mentioning because I think it's important to understand that variations can be very powerful. So that's my thoughts on that. Pick it as close as possible. I wouldn't sit there and run kind of split tests and stuff. I think I would more or less, if anything, focus on those keywords in the back end more so and testing those than I would worry about the audience necessarily. There's also a spot in there that if you do have other variations, you can put those ASIN numbers inside of that area. Like I believe it is like suggested items or related items or something like that, and then you would plug those in. And if you go back there, you'll see it in the back end of the Seller Central account of that listing. And then I don't know where that's gonna show up or how that's gonna benefit you, but why not fill it in? So any blanks in there that you can fill in is only gonna make your listing more optimized, and that's what I would strongly recommend doing. So I hope this has helped a little bit. I know it wasn't like a direct yes or no answer. I don't think anyone really knows for sure, but I think the best advice would be fill it out the best that you can, the closest that you can to your target audience. All right, if you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this, and that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com, and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business, and this way here you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.